welcome back and thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. Today I'm sharing 3 really easy modern farmhouse DIYs using all products from the Dollar Tree. So if you enjoy what you see, make sure you give me a big thumbs up, and if you're new, go ahead and consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss an upload. If you're not new, hey doll, hey! Alright dolls, let's go ahead and get started. For my first DIY, I am using these 2 candle holders. I am repurposing them. As you can see, they are already painted white. So I'm going to go ahead and spray paint them black. I do a terrible job of spray painting. Mine always drip. So if you have any suggestions, leave me a comment in the box below. I'm also going to be using these like cylinder kind of fun looking candle like tea light holders, some black paint, and some wood beads. I got these wood beads from Amazon. And I'm just going to go ahead and spot spray paint my candle holders. I'm trying a different technique where it's not all the way done so it doesn't drip, but then I got some cracking because I'm painting it over paint already. So I took my acrylic black paint from Apple Barrel and went ahead and filled in the rest of the spots that needed it. Once that was done, this is what they look like. I really like them because they kind of have this matted black color on them. Next, I am going to actually paint these wood beads white. Just put them on a skewer real quick. I think I did about 9 to 10 of them, and then paint them and let them dry. And this is what they look like. Going to go ahead and remove those, and then I'm going to hot glue them to the rim of this candle holder. I really love this look. If you have more of a flush like tea light holder, then I would recommend doing that, because after I put these wood beads all around, like I said, I did about, I think it was 9 on one and 10 on one because I just kind of squeezed it together. I squeezed it in there, but I would say 9 is probably the best. But anyways, back to the tea light holder. The one that I had, it was kind of not even because it has those rods at the bottom. So that's where I put the hot glue at and placed it on top. But you could still see a little bit of gaps. So if you have one that's a little bit more flush, then I would recommend using that. If not, and you have these work perfectly. Absolutely love these. They're so cute and so fun and easy to make. For the next DIY, I'm using Dollar Tree's new flat canvases. I think they're 8x10s, I believe, but they're completely flat. Some black acrylic paint and these poster stickers from Dollar Tree as well. Now I'm putting out the word choose happy. I love that phrase. And all I'm doing is kind of just placing them there and then going to shift them around in a moment. To get them in a straight line, I'm going to go ahead and use my ruler and line those up. But first, to make sure that my letters looked like the letters they were supposed to, I had to put holes into a couple of them. So the A, the E, and the P's didn't have the holes to where they would definitively look like an A, an E, and a P. So just make sure you do that if you have these ones. I have like 3 different kinds of poster stickers, but I like the way that I like the font on these, which is why I chose it. And then here I am using my ruler to line them up properly. I noticed that these letters didn't really stick too great to the canvas, so I kind of had to smooth it out with my ruler to get them to stay down, and it did an okay job, not the best. So yeah, take with that what you will. Then the next thing I did was took my black acrylic paint and painted over the over the letters. So I'm not really going for a neat look with this DIY. I'm going for kind of a weathered, wonky kind of look. Not really trying to be too perfect with it, but just wanted to get more of like a paintbrush, just kind of like, I don't know if you've seen those signs where it just kind of looks like a rolling paintbrush just kind of went over the words and the paint just kind of got everywhere. So that's kind of my inspiration. And then I went ahead and distressed the edges and all of the corners as well. After that, I went ahead and removed my letters. It's fairly easy to remove them. No big deal on that end. Just use my X-Acto knife to pull them up, and they came right up. I had a little bit of bleeding from the black paint, but like I said, I wasn't going for a perfect kind of look to it, so I like the slight messiness. Then I took my sanding block from Dollar Tree and went ahead and sanded it down. So I lightly sanded it, but it still wasn't giving me the messy look that I wanted. So I went back and took a paintbrush and some black paint and did some medium to light dry brushing over the letters, because I wanted that paint to kind of strike through the letters, and then I sanded it down after that again. And even though I wanted this kind of messy, I still wanted it to have a polished finish, so I took some twine and wrapped it around the edge where the words start, just with some hot glue, wrapped it around probably 20 times, and then hot glued that down to the back, and then went ahead and put some eucalyptus picks on the front because it was just an empty space. I needed something, and greenery always helps to cover up any empty space. And then I also had an extra white wood bead, so I put that in the middle to act as a gathering spot for my eucalyptus. I think it's super, super cute, and you could just hang it up with just hot glue and some twine or rope to the back. My next DIY, I am repurposing another sign. This says "Bless This Nest." I used to like it, but just doesn't fit my decor anymore. Then I'm going to use a windmill that I had left over, and actually some painting stir sticks that I had. So I've been doing a lot of DIYs where I cut down my painting stir sticks, and I have all of these left over, so I thought I would use them. First, I painted the sign white. I did 2 coats because you could still see the word in through there. So for these first stick scrapes that I have, I went ahead and cut those in half. And then for my other ones, I am going to build a basket or a crate. A wood crate, yeah. And I use E6000 and a little bit of hot glue for it to stick and stay. I've always liked this combination because it sticks instantly with the hot glue, but it stays with the E6000, and I will swear by this method any time of day. I've been recently starting to use wood glue with hot glue, and I actually really like that too for my larger projects that are using wood. But this one was perfect. I took the handles that I cut off on the longer sticks, and then I put them on the front to act as like a rail or like a fence kind of look. And then the smaller ones, I put them on the side after gluing them together to act as the side, obviously, to get my nice, cute little crate. And this is what it looks like to get my little cute crate, my wood crate. Next, I picked up this new chalk paint. It's called Merlot from Waverly. I'm trying out some new paints and trying to figure out what brands I really like. I do like Waverly, but I do want to try other things. But this Merlot color I really, really liked. I used it on other things. So I decided to try to use it on this crate to get a little pop of color. Because when it dries out just a little bit darker than what you put it on. I set that aside because I wasn't sure if I really truly liked it. So I set it aside to dry, and then I worked with my windmill. I removed it off the welcome hanging part, and then I decided to go ahead and hang my windmill over my sign. I really like this sign with the scalloped edges, but I wanted this one to be kind of just clean with clean lines. Didn't really want to do too much weathering, of it or dry brushing. So I just tied a piece of twine onto the top and then hot glued it to the back of this sign. Within still trying to figure out what I wanted to do with this crate, I decided to go ahead and see what it looked like finished. So I hot glued it down to the front of my sign and filled it with some greenery. I have so much boxwood greenery around that I just put it in there. Thought I liked it because I started to dry brush it on the crate. Did not like it. Dry brushed the edges because I'm thinking if I dry brush the crate, then I have to dry brush the sign. But this wasn't the original idea I wanted. Like I said, I wanted it clean lines, and this just not what I wanted. So I just kept going back and forth. I thought I needed to dry brush more and more, put more paint on it. It didn't work for me. I didn't like it. If you liked what it looked like before the gray dry brushing, after, or what, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you would have done, or if you would have did what I did in the final look of it. Obviously it's black but what I did, because the crate was just bothering me so much, I added some twine to the front of it. I took 2 strands and kind of twisted them and glued them in the front, and then I glued 2 strands or 2 rows of twine around the edge of this sign, because I thought that would be really cute, and it would hide the dry brushing that I did in the gray, because I wasn't feeling it at all. So it hid that, but I was still freaking out about this crate. So I scrapped that color, that Merlot color, and painted it black, and I am very happy with the way that this looks. It's exactly what I was going for, with the clean modern lines. Alright dolls, that's all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, even though I changed my mind a bunch of times. Go ahead and make sure you give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Alright dolls, I will see you on the next one. Bye!